I need you to hate so I can use you for your energy.
This is Real Sales Talk. Real sales advice from real sales practitioners. Giving you tips on how to dominate your sales quota are your co-hosts Sean Mitchell and Phil Keene.
What's going on, everyone? It's Real Sales Talk, Tech Talk, and we are live with Tech Talk 29. And if you're watching the video portion of this, I'm in a new, nice, soundproofed studio. Just kidding. It's actually my car. I'm out and about and wanted to squeeze one of these in. Phil, you're back at the Octave office. How are you doing today?
Awesome. It actually feels good to be home and not in my car, which is great. So it's been a good few weeks of travel, so it's good to slow down a little bit.
Well, this is the first time that we've done a recording since both of us have been back in town from traveling, me in Atlanta for Outbound Conference, to you in Chicago for AAISP. How did that go for you?
It went well. So we sponsored the show for the first year, so it was fun to actually be on the other side and sponsor it. And just all around, it's just a great group of people. So where you get to actually meet people that are practitioners that are looking for similar problems or looking to solve similar problems that you either have already solved yourself or are looking to also solve it as well. So it's good just to have good people to talk to and have good dialogue, and it always makes for a great table conversation. So that was great, and hopefully a lot of great guests that we'll be able to bring on to the Real Sales Talk podcast. So I'm very, very excited about that.
You also won an award for was it top 25 most influential sales person?
Yeah, it was the top 25 most influential inside sales professionals. So, which is a pretty awesome award. The cool thing about it is it's actually voted on. So it's nice. From collective votes from a lot of other people, and afterwards I actually shared a bunch of the comments that were made that got me the award, which is great. So
cool. That's great.
And you have been busy yourself, Sean. So why are you out and about? Why are you in your car right now? What's going on in your life?
Yeah. So if you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw a video that I published yesterday announcing that I'm officially a licensed real estate agent in the state of Colorado. So super excited, glad to be done with that. If you listen to Tech Talk, you know how that journey has been for me. So I decided to publish a video summarizing the last 2.5 months that I've been working towards becoming a licensed agent. So if you have not taken a look at that, feel free and take a look at that. I made it public. And you're also welcome to friend me as well. If I don't recognize you or we don't have mutual friends, just make sure you send me a message to let me know that you came from Real Sales Talk. So great to get in, and already moving towards a couple of deals that will likely close here in the next month or two.
That is awesome, exciting, and from myself as well as the rest of the Real Sales Talk family, Sean, congratulations.
I'm in my mind, I'm hearing this round of applause in my head, like from a massive crowd, you know?
I don't know if everybody listens to us live, so everybody that's listening to it yourself in the car right now, maybe give a honk of the horn or something.
That's funny.
It'll just sound like it'll just vibrate the entire world because it all happened at once, I'm sure.
Right.
So cool. Sean, what are you going to talk about today? So you had an episode. I know you don't have the ability to do screen share for those that are watching the video portion, but what are you going to talk about?
Yeah, so I was listening to a podcast that I actually mentioned a few weeks ago, the Tom Ferry Show or the Tom Ferry Podcast. It's he's a real estate coach, but he's really good at sales coaching, and he's worth a subscribe. If you don't listen to him or know about him, even though you're not in real estate, you're going to pick up some really valuable things, not only sales, but in marketing. And this one episode that I want to talk about that I think everyone should listen to is episode 110. And it talks about the language that you use, assumptive language but also tone of voice and why that really matters in when you're talking to a prospective client or sales opportunity. How you approach that really matters. So, for example, there's many, many ways to say, would you like to sign up? Right? You could say, would you like to sign up? And if you're inflecting up, it really doesn't convey as much of a confidence when you ask that question. But if you say it more direct, would you like to sign up, or would you like to sign up? Then you hear a little bit more authority. And so he talks about how important it is to have the language and have the tone when you're communicating to someone, because it can either communicate confidence or lack of confidence. And this is something that when I was back in the day, when I was a part of a music academy, living in Europe and traveling the continent performing, this is actually something that you learn in theater, that there's many, many different ways to say things, and they all convey different things. So having the right inflection and having the right tone really goes a long way. So I recommend you take a look at this episode. Super helpful and valuable.
That's interesting, because there was actually a post someone put up on LinkedIn a few days ago where they're talking about standing well, making conversations for sales conversations. And I'm a huge believer that motion creates emotion. Just being up and talking and just having some inflection in your voice. And I'm also a very big believer that your breath is your only tool that you have while you're on the phone. Your ability to stop and breathe for a second and control the conversation with how you're breathing is a very, very, very big thing. So I think it's a really valid point. And to your point where you're talking about language, so our good friend Jim Brown, he and I will get after it a little bit as we start having conversations, and we'll start talking about sales dialogue. And he always stops me and says, "Stop. Words matter, and how the words that you choose definitely matter." And so I think those are the things that by using your breath and using your tone and creating emotion just from body language. And then choosing the right words are very, very, very important. So,
yeah, I agree. And even when you make a subtle pause, it makes someone listen up. What is he about to say? So pauses, intonation, words that you use, they all matter. And this is something that you can practice in the mirror. You can see your facial expressions. And one of the other things, I don't know if he talks about it in this episode, but I've heard him and one of the other guys that works for him talk about this in one of his the trainings or seminars that they do, and it's the positive body language. The example they use is a real estate example, and so it's when you want to ask someone to sign a listing agreement, which is basically the thing that kind of gets things moving forward in the listing of your house. And so he, when you ask if they'd like to sign the listing agreement, the exclusive right to list the house, you're presenting them a contract, whether it's on paper or whether it's on an iPad or computer, and as you give them the contract to sign, you're nodding your head. Track today, and you're nodding your head while you're asking that question, and it communicates a positive response back, a subtle subconscious positive response.
It's interesting. I think there's a lot that goes to body language. I can talk about that for a while. There's a lot that I learned from recruiting, and we actually called it, so it was screwing, effing, and getting the digits is what we called it. And it's actual technique. So the screwing was if you put your hand out to shake someone's hand, I guarantee they shake your hand back. It just feels awkward.
Right.
You are seasoned and trained inside of your mind to shake someone's hand back. And then effing is asking questions that they care about. So it's things about them. It's tell me about your future, tell me about your family, tell me about your friends, tell me about what you do for fun. Like you're asking questions that you know that they'll give you a response about them. And then getting to digits was simply asking about their phone. Hey, do you have a phone? I do. And they pull their phone out. Great. Hey, text me. And it's amazing that on command, people will do this in the recruitment side. And this is more on like fraternity recruitment. So I was trying to expand chapters for my fraternity. And that was the idea. That was a practice of if you put your hand out there to shake someone's hand, they're going to shake your hand back. So body language, all that stuff matters and how you carry yourself. So that's great. I think it's really strong, and I'd love to actually listen to the episode. So we'll link up to that somewhere in the description on YouTube. So go follow us on YouTube so you guys can check that out. Cool. So what I got today is social or 360 Social. So this is a Chrome extension. It's actually free to download. So I'll show you guys their website, and then I will show you what their Chrome extension does. So we're going to see Sean and what he does. So all of you that are following along on social media and you're on YouTube, you can see the screen pop up. So 360 Social, what it is a Chrome extension that will pop up on the right side of the screen. And it will look for people when you find their Facebook page or their LinkedIn page or their Twitter page. It'll actually go out to the internet and look for other social media properties you're looking for. So for anybody that's prospecting someone, if you're looking for Sean, what I'll do is I'll actually pop over to LinkedIn and show you. So this is Sean's LinkedIn page. And this is 360 Social. It pops up and it will tell you about Sean. So Sean's from Denver, Colorado. Here's his Gmail account. Here's his direct phone number for all of you that are playing at home. If you want to sell anything to us, or if you want to be a sponsor of the show, there you go.
I love sales calls.
So reach out to Sean. So it has his phone number there on YouTube. It talks about his Twitter. So Sean, you have 2,000 followers on Twitter. You're a husband, a father, Denver real estate agent. You have a sales podcast called the #Real Sales Talk with myself, Phil Keen. LinkedIn, you have over 500 connections. You're a real estate agent, co-host of Real Sales Talk. It does not find your Facebook, so I wonder if it's private and is not able to find it. So it's probably doing something to scraping the internet, Google searches. It found your Foursquare, so you left a tip in Foursquare. You have 31 followers in Foursquare. I'm sure it was awesome. It talks about your cloud score, anything you want to talk about. So you talk about the auto industry. So I'm sure you like cars. I know you have a Tesla. And so the ability to talk to you about cars in the auto industry, like this is the things that starts to go find out where you hide kind of on the internet. Here's your medium. So let's go to Sean's medium.
I think that's actually one of the ways that we, because you were doing some publishing as well.
Yeah. So there you go. The Real Sales Talk. So it was a 4-minute read. Last time you published a Medium, Sean, it's been a little bit. It was December 23rd. But it's your 5 most popular podcasts of 2016. So if you guys are listening to this, go back and listen. We had some great episodes in 2016. Tom Hopkins, the definitive guide to closing the sale. Jack Kozakowski, building a social selling strategy that produces results. Ray Carroll, how to build a sales team that crushes their quota. Just awesome episodes. But this is how you would go as you're going to prospect to figure out things to talk to Sean about. But it's just this extension that pops up on the right side of the screen. colistings.com for anybody that's in Colorado that's looking to buy or sell a house. I'm sure there's probably someone there that would love to talk to you. But that's what it does, and it's a pretty cool extension for being a free extension. And if you want to find it, it is at 360 Social, which 360 is the numerical number, so 360 social.me. There's a free extension to download there. So pretty cool piece of tech for salespeople.
Awesome, cool. What do we got coming up here? What will be coming out for our audience? We just did a recording. I just did a recording today with VP of Sales at Drift, so you should definitely keep an eye and an ear out for that one. That one will probably come out around the same time as this episode. And what else do we got cooking? So
we just did a few. So we actually had a lot of just quick tips over the last 2 weeks that Sean and I were able to pull out. So we had Keenan on, Jim Brown, our friend Jim Brown came back on. You had Morgan J. Ingram. I believe you had Jeb Blunt. And where's one more that we did? Was it?
I did a couple. Mark Hunter. And And Laura Madison.
Laura Madison. And Laura Madison, if you guys do not know the story of Laura Madison, is definitely worth checking out. It's pretty impressive how she got where she is today, for being as early in her career as she is. So really impressive. I thought it was a really great chat that you had with her. I'm hoping to get her on Real Sales Talk to talk a little bit further. Yep. So there's just been a lot of quick hits, quick content that you guys can run through, listen to. If you guys are on YouTube, check out iTunes, check out any of the podcasting platforms, listen to those. And if you're on the podcast platforms, there's a lot of exclusive content on YouTube you guys gotta go check out. So
yeah, save that for like when you're going to bed and you got your phone in front of you, you can watch some of those videos. I know most of our listeners listen to the audio version, but go subscribe. And if you actually subscribe, and you have the YouTube app, you'll get an alert once we publish a new piece of content on YouTube. So you can save that for before you fall asleep. So you're thinking about Phil and I as he doze off.
There you go. If that doesn't make you sleep, I don't know what will.
I don't know. Our silky smooth voices. It's got to put even the restless baby to sleep.
There you go. Well, hey, it has been a pleasure, Real Sales Talk. We're going to leave you at that. Have sweet dreams. We miss you and love you. Good night.